everybody. Good morning. I think we're live a little early this morning, but it's okay. What we're gonna do here is make sure we're live first and foremost. Yeah, okay, we're live. Cool. Let me just check how our stream is doing. Doesn't looks okay. Looks okay. Alright. This is that scripted part of the show that I've been talking about, where we build this into the most interesting opening minute in all of YouTube Live. Got some delicious coffee right here. Gonna take the first sip. Cheers, guys. Welcome in on Tuesday. Alright, so we got a lot of stuff to do today. Guess that's on the meta theme that we're working these days, but okay. Alright guys, this is a hot start. We are off to a hot start. Alright, so yesterday we made the TO short, which didn't do great. Didn't do terrible. I was all worried after I released it that it was gonna get 0 views. Because it didn't get any views for the first couple hours. But it ended up getting some views here. Did I get you guys on? Let's go over to Safari. So you see we're ticking down a little here, guys. We're in a little bit of a slump. We'll call it a lull, not a slump, to quote Pete Rose. We're in a lull, not a slump. Which is fine. We've got a good opportunity today. We're gonna do something interesting. But all right, let me just quickly go over where we're at, what we released yesterday, how it did. Yesterday we released TO was the NFL's. That's on the live. Hell yeah, guys! Thank you so much for supporting the live, tuning in live, checking in later. We are definitely transitioning to a live focused channel, which is good. I think live is the future. Plus, I mean, videos on the live so people can contribute and feel like they were a part of it. And we can get feedback too. Alright, well, let me just remember what I was doing. Alright, I was showing you guys. Like, TO's baddest, man, it's getting a spike now, maybe because I went live. But so yeah, so it got 1,500 views, which is definitely on the low end for us. You can see it's on the low end of that band there. But the metrics itself weren't terrible. If you look here, it's a 61% say to watch. Not ideal, but it's not bad. And then we had the it had a 16-second average. Here, let me go to advanced mode. Maybe you can see better there. So it had over 100 average watch time, average watch percentage, which is good. It was just the reason. I'll chalk this up. Wow. That's all my fans. Thank you guys. Thanks for clicking on my stuff. This one was interesting because a lot more subscribers watched it. They didn't really send it out there big time. It's fine. But what I was going to show was these are the most important. These are some of the most important metrics. Average watch being over 104% is good. That's good. And stayed to watch being 61.5 is good. And I think that impressions click-through rate is really good. But the problem was that we had already made a TO short. The TO short was our number one short in the past. So I think what what YouTube's telling me is basically, you've done this before. It's like, do you really want to be the TO guy? You know? And they're saying probably not. You probably don't want to be just the TO guy. Like, we are nostalgia based, but I get it. Like, we don't want to just do one guy. So we made the TO video because a prior TO video was our most watched video of all time across YouTube and TikTok. It's got over 50K views. So, I mean, I figured, hey, give the people what they want, another TO short. But what YouTube is thinking here, which I get, they're trying to protect me. They're trying to say, you don't want to be just the TO guy. Like, if you release TO shorts and we show everybody all these TO shorts, then you're going to be the TO guy. Which I get. Like, we're not just the TO guy. We have a whole bunch of different topics to cover, a whole variety of stories in our backlog, and our backlog's growing, so it's good. So yesterday was not a failure. It was just a setback and a reminder. So what we're going to do here moving forward. What we're going to do here moving forward is we're not going to reuse topics. Like, I'm going to scrap the Thirsty Thursday idea. We're not going to do remakes. We're going to stick with new content. New meaning new subject matter. Not necessarily within the last, not necessarily recent. But that's our thinking. We're going to do a new topic today that we haven't covered. I mean, it is in the baseball world, but we haven't covered this topic. So I'm excited. It's going to be dark. It's going to be very dark, and there might not be a resolution, but it is a story that everybody knows about and will set off a whole bunch of memories. Plus, it's not really a topic that's been exhausted. So we're going to do the Steve Bartman incident today. Famous 2003 fan interference. Was it fan interference? Was it not fan interference? 2003 NLCS Game 6 in Wrigley Field. Famous Cubs in the middle of their long-term drought. Championship drought. Steve Bartman famously reached over to grab a foul ball and interfered with Moises Alou, the Cubs right fielder who was going for the ball. The Cubs were up at the time. They were up trying to win the series, about to go. I think it was 1908 had been the last time. So anyway, 2003, Bartman reached for the ball. We'll go over a whole bunch of angles of it and figure out what the best way for us to cover it is. But, yeah. So Bartman reaches for the ball, catch it. Alou, slams his glove on the ground. Minutes later, or in the rest of the inning, the Marlins, I think they had scored 0 runs in the whole game prior to that inning, and then they ended up with 8 runs in that inning. So they just fully batted it around the lineup. And so that's what I'm thinking we're gonna do with this short, is that it's gonna be like the scene of the incident, the fan interference for the first like 7 to 8 seconds, and then we're gonna do like maybe quick cuts of the Marlins rally that followed, and then we have a video of like the police escorting Steve Bartman out of Wrigley Field. Really creepy music. It's gonna be really dark. Maybe not the same type of vibe as our other videos, but we're gonna give it a shot. Alright, so let's see what we can go over now. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the let's see. Okay. So this is the Steve Bartman incident. I just went over all this stuff, but Steve Bartman, I mean, it's kind of like a tragic story because the fan went for the ball. You know, all this, the Cubs collapsed, and then of course they you can't separate the collapse. It's like they go hand in hand, but did Steve Bartman cause the Cubs collapse, or was it just gonna happen? Like, they control the plays they make on the field. Like, after on the next, there was a wild pitch on the next pitch, the shortstop made an error that could have either ended the inning or at least gotten an out. Whole bunch of stuff. And then after the fact, let me scroll down so you see that. After the fact, like, Bartman, like, he really didn't, he avoided all, like, media contact. Like, he could have made it his whole, like, he could have made it his whole deal. What the heck? He could have made it, yeah. So he could have made a whole bunch of money off of, I don't know, his name, image, and likeness, But the police had to guard him because people were coming after him. This guy was sorry. Like, he just went for the ball. Like, to me, you can't blame Steve Bartman. Like, you got the curse of the Billy Goat. There's just this story is loaded with somebody bought the ball at auction because Bartman didn't end up with the ball. Like, somebody else grabbed it. So somebody bought the ball at auction, and you can see they destroyed it. I mean, people just like these stories. They like to run with them, Like, these truly tragic stories where somebody is, some normal person's the villain. Like, he's not even the villain. Like, he's just like the poor guy who got caught. So we're going to go over that. I mean, we won't get to there's nothing we're not going to cover the destruction of the ball, but the Cubs ended up winning, happy ending, kind of. The Cubs ended up winning the World Series in 2016, and they actually gave a ring to Steve Bartman, basically because he went through a lot of stuff. Like, everybody blamed Steve Bartman, this fan, who all he did was reach for the ball. But, the way things, it's interesting. It's an interesting story about how, like, the way things progress and, like, who gets blamed for what. who's attributed, what's attributed over a lot of this story. I mean, it's a happy ending for Bartman in the end. I mean, for that reason, I feel okay, like, playing this story. Like, we're not trying to hate on Steve Bartman. That is not our goal here. We're just trying to tell the story of the Steve Bartman incident from our perspective, which to me, it's a very dark, creepy, eerie story because it shows like fans, thankfully nothing happened to him, but like the possibility who gets blamed for what, or the assignment of guilt, so for those reasons, this short ball, we have a lot of OG baseball fans who want to see baseball content. So we're going to put this one out there. See that. Quickly, there were a couple things I wanted to go over. I saw this, I should have had this up. I read this article. Yeah, it's in, let me show you guys. So I read this article yesterday. The simple habit elite snipers use to crush stress in seconds. And you can look it up yourself, but the gist of the article is, how snipers, like, they're so still, and people, the article starts off by saying that people freeze, when they're so stressed. Sometimes they freeze. But the article goes on to say that in that time that you freeze, the freeze response can be useful because it's almost like a moment of clarity comes to you in that moment. What we actually find is, quote, what we actually find is when you're in a threatening situation and you have to make rapid decisions, you're actually gaining more information. You're preparing your actions, you're better in perception, and you're better in decision making. So I like this, what the article wrote here. In other words, freezing is something like an emergent talk, it puts you in the zone. You're alert, but not panicking. Jeez, guys, is this stream over? Still says we're ticking up, but struggle. It is a struggle. So, I thought that was cool to think about because you might see me freezing on stream because it'll give me a moment of clarity. But, it's just something maybe we can take into our lives. Like, this article mentions snipers in particular. And we can view ourselves in some ways as like a viral sniper. We are coming for views, especially, this, like, we're doing it live. So this, like, adds stress. So you might just see me, like, not frozen there. I'm just, like, thinking, or at least trying to use my parasympathetic nervous system kicking in. Okay. So that was a cool article I read. We went over Bartman. I just want to show you guys, like, this is why we're not chasing trends here. Like, we set trends, we don't chase them. Taylor Swift, Tropical Storm Aaron, Clairton, Cloakworks, Martial Law, Cristiano Ronaldo. All this stuff is going to be gone tomorrow. We could be trying to make, at times I've gone to these, like, Google Trends or looked at what's trending to try to think about what to make for a short or video. But every time I'm like uninterested by what I see there, and I think that trends fade. Like tomorrow, it'll be something else. Whereas the stories that we're covering, they're already written into history and everybody's collective consciousness. We're just like taking our own stab at it. But the fact is, these stories have enough weight that they're kind of like always trending, Volume isn't spiking, but I don't know, like the baseline is there to be activated in the masses, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, like we could even look at like sports trends. Like, it's just I can't even. It would be so hard for me to like make a Cristiano Ronaldo short, or like a just some random short, because it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, these stories actually, like, there's a reason why we remember that stuff, and that's what we're getting into. We're trying to figure out what content from the past, how can we package it in an interesting, exciting, thoughtful way. So today, that's what the stream is for. It's live proof on stream. We are being thoughtful about this Steve Bartman incident. I do want to handle it carefully. I'm not trying to drag the guy at all. It's just the story, It's just what happened, and we're not going to make him the villain. We're just going to put him in the middle of the story like he was. There's a Wikipedia page called the Steve Bartman incident. That's another reason maybe why people care about this story so much, is like he's just a regular guy, and he, found himself in a really tough situation. And people, like, when they see that, they can't look away because they think, oh, that could have been me, or something like that. That's my theory, People see Steve Bartman sitting in the stands at a playoff game, and they're like, that could have been me. There's nothing. I forget what his job was, but like, everybody called him a kid, even though I think in his time he wasn't a kid. But everybody would reach for the foul ball. That's what like a lot of people said. Dusty Baker, the manager of the Cubs, said that, oh, he shouldn't have reached for the foul ball, but like, come on. That's what everybody would have done. So that's another reason why this story is so universal. All right, we've got to. I mean, hey, we'll check our. We can check our metrics one more time. It looked like our TO video was spiking a little bit. I mean, it was not ideal, guys. We're not. I started the stream like 10 minutes early today, so if anybody missed it, I was just saying that the TO short, like, maybe the reason why it didn't do super great is because TO is already our number one short, and like the algo's like, yo, like, make new content. Like, you're not the TO guy. You're not just the TO guy. Like, we're the dopamine nostalgia shorts guy, plus live. Mainly live now, but like with the dopamine shorts built in the background. And now TO was good like that. It's just they didn't like, if they push that to be my number one video, like, or my number two video, then my top two videos are TO shorts. And then it, like, anybody checking my channel is like, oh, this guy's like a TO fanboy. So that's why it was, that's on me. Like, it was probably not the best editorial decision to go with. And that's all I'm chalking it up to. I was quite upset yesterday, and we'll start working in 1 second after I just see how these numbers are doing. We did get a couple, like, people like the short. Like, I don't think it has any dislikes. Oh, it's going good right now. Cool. It's going good right now. Okay, cool. You see that? It's like the first hour, the only shit were like the real. We got to come up with a name for like our crew. It was the whole squad. The squad was watching it. My current and former squad was watching it, and nobody else. And then I was like, I'm gonna delete it. But then they pumped it up. But then now it's just been super low. Like, this is low for one of our recent releases, despite pretty decent metrics. So, hey, but at least I'll show you they're pumping it now. 120 views in the last 60 minutes. So, now it's good. I mean, we're just, again, 97 subscribers. We're really trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this week. That's ideal. We'd be hitting our goals. So, that's the goal. So hopefully, like, if this gets any sustained push, we'll probably snag a couple subscribers. But might not. We'll see. We'll check back on how Tio's doing to decide whether or not we release this short on stream live today. But all right, now it is. All right, finally, time to get to work. All right, we got the Steve Bartman. It was 2003. They're playing the Florida Marlins. I believe, yeah, they were still known as the Florida Marlins at that time. So this is Game 6. I'm gonna just switch the ratio. This is Game 6. 8th inning. Cubs are up 3-0. So we're gonna have this is the big play right here. So I think that's his name was Jean-Pierre. We can look. We'll see who hit the fly ball. Was it Jean-Pierre? No. Luis Castillo. Luis Castillo and Juan Pierre were both on that Florida Marlins team. Two guys stole a ton of bases. So you can see this is a fly ball. I'm planning on starting with this scene because this is the whole incident. This is everything that happened after. Wouldn't have mattered if not for this. So it's a foul ball, and let's just zoom in here, guys. Or maybe we'll see. I'll try to figure out. So, yeah, you can see, the ball was right at the plane of basically the stands and the field. And the ruling is if the fan interfered with the player catching the ball in the plane of the field, then the batter is out. So we'll go forward just a hair, and you can see that, well, it looks like Bartman, we'll just zoom all the way in. Can you see that? It looks like he was just so he's on the seat right on the edge of the field, right on the foul territory, corner seat. And he reached over. But, everybody around him was reaching for it, too. And it was a difficult play. But, it was hit right at him. And, Steve Bartman, it was such a baseball fan. The real hardcore baseball fans, you see him, they're, in the stadium listening to the radio broadcast while they're watching the game. And that's, if you can tell, Steve Bartman was doing that. He's got, the Walkman on his ears, listening to the broadcast while watching the game. So that's another reason, you can't really hate on the guy. He's got his headphones on So it's hard for him to see or slash react, you know? It's like if you have your headphones in, you're and you don't hear what's going on around you, or your instincts are, he's not going to see Moises Alou. So Bart and Moises Alou, like how can I even describe the action? Like it looks like, yeah. So basically Bartman's arm got in the way, and the glove and the ball was like dropped right there. Yeah, you see, it was like he might have caught it. Like even that, it's like he could have caught this ball. It wasn't all the way in the stands. It was like right on the line. I mean, tough call for the umps, tough situation for Bartman. So anyway, after that happens, Alou, this is probably why it's Moises Alou's reaction is another reason why this is such a big historical story. Like after Bartman, let's just move it so you can see. After he drops the ball, Moises Alou throws his glove on the ground. He's like, what the? And like, or maybe he doesn't quite throw it on. He like motions like he's about to throw it on the ground. Some weird kind of like, but he doesn't throw his glove on the ground. But anyway, so that's what he does. So he's like, and like, you know, blame the fan basically. So, you know, the umps talked about it for a while. They didn't end up, you see somebody else ended up with the ball. You see, so this guy whose name is not remembered is like, yo, I got the ball. Like, if the Cubs had won this game, no, we would not be here. You know, I would not be here now, 2025, 22 years later. Like, it could have just been a normal, like, this would have been nothing had the Cubs won the game, had they won the next game. But unfortunately, and that's why we're going to show that too, they let up 8 runs in the inning after this. They had let up none before this. They let up 8 after it. So we're going to show this whole scene. We're going to do like a quick cut of all like the worst things that happened during that 8-run rally. And then maybe we'll close with like a scene of them escorting Bartman out. And I haven't really thought about captions because I want to be careful about captions. So we'll see what we think about on the live. But yeah, so that's our plan for today. We're going to set it to like the song, if you want to look it up, it's called it's by Crystal Castles, called Transgender. We're not going to get into any of those topics today, but we are going to use the song because it's just so eerie. And like that's my take on the whole story and the whole situation. It's just how eerie it is. Like, I mean, you feel for Steve Bartman. You don't really feel for Cubs fans anymore. I mean, they won the World Series in 2016, but the thing was eerie because it's like whenever you have like everybody against one guy who like made a mistake, you know, and then he's hated for making a mistake, if it even was a mistake, hated, you know, because I guess you could say he was hated. So it's maybe I'm thinking like something, I don't know, the scariest moment in baseball history, the eeriest moment in history, like, or we could do like proof that curses are real, or when you find out curses are real. I'm gonna type some of those in the chat. Possible visual or possible text cues for on-screen caption. What did I just say, guys? when you find out. I kind of like that. When you find out curses are real. What else did I say? The eeriest moment in baseball history. Maybe Steve Bartman. WTF moment. I mean, clearly WTF moment is just like that is a gold mine of a. But I'm not. We're not chasing views. We're chasing stories. So I'm leaning towards like maybe PO or like when you find out curses are real, because that. Yeah, and I'll just like I can just say. I'm thinking on screen for the first frame will be like either Steve Bartman or the Steve Bartman incident, because that's a pretty good setup. So I'm putting these in the chat so anybody in chat can marinate on them, figure out what you think makes the most sense. But I'm thinking when you find out curses are real as the on-screen cue the whole time. Because then it's just like with the music and with the visuals, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. Okay, let's get back to work. But it was good. We had to we were thinking. That's good. No, wrong screen. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to work. So I'm gonna take out this audio. I gotta have. Sucks. That is not ideal, guys. This is not ideal. Just because this doesn't even really have. We'll figure it out. That's why we're here. It's such a long play. It's like, just for the fly ball, it's like, but like, I can't like, you have to show it, I think. You can't like cut from the, the fly ball to, or can't cut from, like, what, do I just open up on the, we'll see, we'll think about that, guys. We could just open up on the, I guess we don't need the cut. We don't really need the pitch. Yeah, that's good. That's better. If it just starts on the hit, that makes it shorter. So we have that. Let's see if there's another. That's a good frame. All right, so we'll just, let's see what that looks like. It's just, this is a little bit of a long play. These are in slow-mo. Maybe we can speed that up. It's just already we're at 12 seconds and I don't know. You don't really do replays in shorts, you know, guys. I don't know. We might just leave that one out. We might just leave that one out. Let's see, because we need this. We got to show him, like, sitting there. Yeah, this is... this is just... It's such a rough, dark piece of history. But, hey, it's sports, you know? So, we're just playing with these emotions. They're not actually, like, you know... But this was why this story got so big, is because it's so real. It's the story about the fan. It's not about. Oof. It's painful to watch. 22 years later, just I feel for this guy, you know. Yeah, and just like the you have heard this song "Transgender" by Crystal Castles before, I bet, in some short of some kind. Yeah, so you know, all right. So there, like the moral of the story though is like everybody blames Bartman, but the Cubs were up 3-0 when that happened. And then they lost 8-3. So it's like you blame, and it was a foul ball. It's not like anybody scored on that play. So it's like you blame Bartman. So it's like, okay, then you got a pass ball. This is the one we got to have right here. Oh, no, so then, yeah, then they score. Yeah, this is the one. This is the error. This is like this shortstop was like known for his fielding, and then like after this is after Bartman's play, like this is all in the same inning. This guy like just drops the ball. So it's, you know, we remember Steve Bartman's name. We don't remember Alex Gonzalez's name. But that's why maybe. All right, so we got angry at Bartman himself. Nice little air. Slowed down replay. Yeah, maybe, Elena. That's why I was looking at that other angle, you know. It's just then it's going to be so freaking long, you know. So, we'll see. We'll see what we end up going with. All right, so we got, that was the air. And then, so the bases are loaded, and then the guy rips a bases clearing double, I think. Or no. A 2-run double. But maybe I could just, like, quick cut these. I don't know. But, like, this is another, like, back in the day here, you had the starting pitcher going into it's like, this would never happen today. Like, the starting, Mark Prior, like, it's the 8th inning, you know, he's just let up a bunch of hits and stuff, and he's, you know, if they win this game, they're going to the World Series. And he's still, Dusty Baker didn't take him out. So it's like that. There's so many things line up. Like, this would never happen today, some of this stuff. And it says slow down replay on that one instead of the long drawn out fly ball, which I can hear that. You don't really need to know. Yeah, I mean, these are all. All right, so we got a. So that's score a bunch of runs. Then he comes and takes out Pryor. Does he even take him out? So score another run on a sacrifice fly. Oh, and then we got this guy belts one. We'll put that one in there. So by the time this inning ended, the Cubs had been. They started the inning up 3-0, and then by the time it ended, they were down 8-3, going into the bottom of the 8th inning. So it was a heartbreaker for the people of Chicago. I mean, they love their Cubs. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll just start with the. Maybe we'll start with that other clip. But we got the air. We got a double. Yeah, this might be a long short, but hey, people might watch all of it. You know? All right, let's figure out what part of this song I want to start it at. We're starting at 53 seconds. Like I said, Alright, guys, let's see if you can hear it with the. You've heard this song before. Yeah, so it's going to be good. I think Elena's right that we're going to have to start with maybe that, just the slow down scene, so you can see. It's just this is not the iconic angle is the only thing, Elena, but we're going to figure it out. Maybe we'll just do like the, we're going to figure it out. But did you see how that song like starts hyping up as? Oh, it's gonna be perfect. Like it's like really slow, and then it starts hyping. Yeah, see, like even this clip is 7 seconds, so we'll figure out what's better. Down there by Jefferson on the play. Yeah, we're going to take some... That's funny. Wait, hold on, sorry. Okay. Don't let one moment define the next, something like that. Yeah. You want me to slow it down? Alright, I hear you, Elena. I hear you. I trust your eye. But like the problem is like if we start the clip here, I guess we could start the clip here. You see the ball. But like it's just not, nobody starts the clip there. I don't know. It's like this, if you see this, you're like, oh, 2003 Cubs. Steve Bartman's coming up, you know? So we're going to have to decide how we feel that. You're right that I can be like zooming in on that maybe. I could. Let's see if we can. So it looks like from here we're gonna maybe. Okay, so here they cut that. All right, we're gonna try to do something. You know, like a filmmaker would, of some kind. All right, let me turn off my AC real quick. All right, I just gotta flip off the AC so you guys don't hear that the whole time. All right. Yeah, Elena, like, I think this one is more about, it's about the cue. I mean, I'm not telling a new story, It's like people have already seen this. What they haven't seen is this plus whatever cues we put on there, plus whatever music we pair with it, plus whatever edits we make of it, So I do hear you. I think you're coming from the right mindset. Okay, so let's see. Let's just take a quick detour. How's our video doing? Great. Hopped back to life after we hopped on live. I guess it's just like the carrot, It's the carrot that YouTube gives us. Elena says, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate the thoughtfulness that you're putting into this with me, Elena and Juliet, and everybody. Can you guys hear that song? And don't you think, what do you think of that song pairing? I think it's just I think it's perfect. So we're not changing it, but just curious for some feedback. What did I say? Okay, yeah, this is what I said I was going to do here, the filmmaking stuff. We're going to... Alright, looks like they... So you see what I'm doing here is I'm splitting these two clips because it looks like, they cut from a different camera... They cut from a camera angle here. And so now on this one, we're going to try to do some... We're going to put so this is called a keyframe here. And we're going to put a keyframe on the end here. I don't know. This is going to be tricky. Gonna be tricky. What I was trying to do here is zoom in, zoom in on the moment when... All right, we're gonna try this. I don't know if it's going to work, guys, but we're going to try. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. What did I just do? What? You guys notice that zoom? It might be a little too much, but it doesn't look terrible. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think this is the right idea. Maybe. Maybe. We're just messing around with some stuff here, guys. And so I kind of like it. Juliet says I like the audio. I do too. It's so freaking eerie. So yeah, that's called the Ken Burns effect. If you like, it's usually over a photograph because he did it over photographs. Like the Civil War, he would it'd be an image on screen, but he would either like slowly zoom in on it or slowly pan across it, just to provide and so these are not images, but these are videos. But I thought that actually looked pretty good, how it zooms. And I can do a zoom effect here too. I mean, shoot, why not? Just a little one. See how this looks, guys. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like how we handled that. We got I don't know if you can really see on the screen, but we kind of did something funky. Both zoom. It's we got this is a good one for the Ken Burns effect. The people might not even notice it, but we're gonna slowly zoom in and out on these clips. It's gonna make it even. We're trying to make this eerie. That's the goal of today, I guess. It's just dark content, but it's sports, so how dark is it really? I guess this is nearly as dark as sports get. I mean, it does get darker than this, but hey, it's okay. We don't mind. So I gotta do a Ken Burns effect on that one. What am I thinking? I mean, it's just, I think this music is fitting really well. I think the cool thing about this short is we're trying to make our own goals and break them, set goals and break them, So one thing we've done, one success is the former squad has the number one short of the Monday Night Massacre in history, which was when Michael Vick massacred the Redskins live on Monday Night Football. If you look up Monday Night Massacre, I'm pretty sure we're number one. I don't think there's a short that's higher than ours. The Steve Bartman shorts, I don't think there are some that are in like the 30Ks. There might be one that has 50K, but our goal is the number one Steve Bartman short. It's ambitious. We might not make it, but I think we're taking this story from an angle that's not just straight retelling the story. You know, we are making it our own by putting this crazy music behind it, how we're going to cut it. We're adding this zoom in and out effects to amp up the eeriness and ghostly nature, curse-like nature. I got to remember guys, it's awesome the chat's so active, but we got to figure out if what we're going with for our cues. But yeah, all right, we're doing well. We're doing really, really well. So let's just keep going. And yeah, I mean, I gotta get better at using some of these, like, whatever they're called, keyframes. Yeah, so here I'm just trying to do some funky... Just trying to do some funky stuff that we don't normally do, but hey, that's why we're out here, you know? Alright, that looks good. So yeah, we're just making it so like this is as eerie as possible. That makes sense. Can you guys notice this? Aw, Julian, have a great day at work. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys can see the zoom on this. Damn, looks like my stream is excellent today. Hopefully that means the video's good. I don't know, maybe they're up. Spoke too soon, but alright guys, we're getting there. Let's see. If when I check at the end of the stream when we are finished this, we will post if TO, our most recent TO video, is under 100 views in the last hour, we will post live on stream. If it is over 100 views an hour, we'll hold off on posting, at least until it's... Oh, guys, let's go. We're getting a big test here. Let me show you. Of course you can't see. 278. Awesome. Great. All right, so if it's anywhere near that, anywhere near that, we are not going to post. Well, it's just, yeah. Yeah, because it's looking like it's headed for a 500 view hour. So that's great. That's great. Hopefully we get a couple subscriber to whatever. We'll see. Maybe we won't post this today. We'll see. All right. All right. Just gotta cut this. I might. Yeah. All right. We're gonna. All right. I'm gonna put on my short feed and go to. I'll be right back. But I'll be right back. We've got to take a quick break, but we're going to be right back. Not going to be long. But what I'm trying to do is put on, let's see if we can watch. Hopefully it just scrolls through down these guys. This is the one we made yesterday. All right, I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, guys, thank you for your patience. All right, we'll pause this one. But yeah, as you can see, it looks like we're getting some views, which is great. Still at 97. Hopefully we get past 100 this week. I'm thinking we will. I'm thinking we're going to smash it. All right. Let me get you guys back on CapCut. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna add this like little zoom effect for all of them. You know, that's what I'm doing. So there's gonna be like a little bit of zoom on these, but yeah, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be sweet how this like music like hypes up as let's figure out what parts of it's gonna be a long short. We've been making some shorter ones recently. This one's gonna be long, but I think people will stick around. Yeah, that lyric that they say at the beginning of the song is "I can never be pure again," which maybe I could take that part out, but I think it almost fits. You know, it's like this is some you know, it's like Steve Bartman. Like seems like a pretty pure guy. You know, there's nothing you won't hear. There's no scandals in Steve Bartman's history except for this one. You know, and it's just like this one moment. Like locked his name in history forever in like a unfortunate way, but like that's I mean I think we're being delicate here. I'm not trying to drag anybody, you know, I'm just showing what happened. Yeah, this is gonna be good, guys. I'm hyped. Plus, it's all new content. Stream started a little early today. I mean, we're not gonna we're saying 9:30, but if I was the coffee was already made. I didn't want to pour it off stream, you know. So. Alright, so we're gonna I don't know how many more moments we need to show from maybe one more moment, like when they get it up to 8-0. This is too long. But like the cool thing about this music is, I don't know if it's doing it for you guys too, Elena, is like it like slows it down. It makes it dreamlike. So it's like even though this clip is 5 seconds, it like doesn't feel like that. If you get what I'm saying, you know. We show a double, we show another double, maybe one more, like play from their 8-run rally. That was that other angle. And we got to figure out how far along into the song we want to go. Because we want it to like loop well, you know? But okay, guys. All right, so that was the double. Yeah, okay, so they intentionally walked. Oh, man. That's a good one. We'll show them scoring the final run. This is the 8th run of the inning.
It is an 8-run Florida 8th inning.
And then we showed the... Oh, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what ends up working. Just like these clips are a little bit long, but we're gonna figure it out. We're figuring it all out. Maybe we don't even need those. I mean, we'll just do Dusty shaking his head. That's a pretty good one. Because, like I said, I wanted quick clips, and then I got this 5-second clip. Like, what am... Maybe I don't need to show the ball land, you know, guys. Like I can just show it's a double into the gap, you know. Let's try to make these clips all the same length, or make it the same size as that one. This might be too fast of a clip, but we'll see how it looks in the final cut. Usually, I don't know. I said I wanted quick clips, but okay, guys, we are getting there. Because, you know, the story is not just Steve Bartman, you know? The story is also the collapse. So that's what we're trying to show, you know? And I'm trying to make it like this vibe kind of matches, you know? It's like, okay, let's get that on screen title. Let's get that on screen cue up there. Just so we have an idea what we're doing. I should have done this earlier, but maybe I can just do, I don't even need, I can just do it in the middle. What did I say? Chat, what did I say? I said, when you find out curses are real. That's actually got to be on there the whole time, I think. I don't think it's will get stale because I don't think it'll get stale because everything about this, shoot. When you find out curses are real, or when you found out curses are real? And I can just say, well, no, I said I was going to have that on screen the whole time. That's what we said. and then I'll just do it. I'll do one in the beginning that just says the Steve Bartman incident. Maybe just Steve Bartman. And we'll put it on screen here. Man, it's rare you get one person's name so powerful. All right, let's. Actually is good. That is actually good, guys. Elena, I love your suggestions, but I think I'm gonna go with that regular, what we got right now. Like, I'm not trying to drag Steve Bartman. I'm not trying to show every little detail, slow mode, you know. We've got this cool little zoom effect going on. How's our video doing? How are we doing, guys? Oh, killing it. Doing great. Hopefully we get a subscriber or two. That's what, you know. But looks like they are actually testing TO. The second TO. But hey, we talked about this earlier. I'm not just the TO guy. We're not just going to be the touchdown celebrations guy. We got a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's a good video though, and they finally realized it. It took them long enough, but hey, they figured it out. Yeah, I mean, plus, like, you know, we're just trying to, the cue is when you find out curses are real. So it's like, it's not just about Steve Bartman as much as what happened after the fact too. I mean, they lost, this was game 6. They were up in the series. They ended up losing game 7, you know? So it's like they lost this game. They had a whole another game that they could have won, but they didn't. So, and Steve Bartman, like, his name is synonymous with the Cubs not winning that year, but like, and then they would have had to win the World Series. So it's just like, I mean, we could make this cue like when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, but that's just not very interesting, you know? I mean, I could caption all these, like, you know, I'm not trying to, like, obviously Steve Bartman gets dragged. I could be like Alex Gonzalez, or like, you know, Mark Pryor lets up a double, you know, but it's just like, I don't know if those captions would say anything to anybody. That's great. That's great, guys. That's great, guys. All right, cool. All right, now I said we just have, so I mean, there's just so much. There's so much more we can do. I mean, not actually. I think this is pretty good. And already it's 23 seconds. So we're nearing our limit. Like the longest successful shorts we've had are like 30 seconds. So we can't really go up much higher than 30 seconds, you know. So, yeah, then I have this is awful, guys. This is just, it's okay. But we are carefully dealing with this topic. This is him getting escorted out. They like threw a beer at him. Like this is why to me, like these clips are not as famous, but this is why everybody, it's like you can picture yourself being Steve Bartman. Look at this poor guy being let out. Yeah. I think he like hides his face right here. This is why everybody, it's just hard to watch, you know. He like covers his face. But hey guys, like I think it's clear I'm not dragging anybody. I'm just telling what happened, you know. This is just history. You know, sometimes history is grim. But props to Steve Bartman. I mean, you never heard a bad thing about the guy. He refused like every dollar that anybody ever offered him. He could have become a millionaire. He might have already been a millionaire. I don't know what he did for a living or what his family. He could have made his career. He could have made it his life. He could have made millions of dollars off of this incident. He refused every single penny. Every time anybody ever asked him for an interview, they asked him, you know, to be whatever, he refused. He did not want to be in the public spotlight. Understandably, he didn't want to profit off of it. You know, he just tried to live his life, and I don't think it's unfortunate. I mean, his name is tied to this incident. But on a positive note, he handled himself well. Like, you could have, you know, I mean, not many people are in this public enemy number one of your own, like, of a fan base that you're, like, a diehard member of. Like, Dusty Baker, the manager of the Cubs in the post-game press conference, like, speculated that like Bartman could have been a Marlins fan. They asked him why, like, Dusty, why do you think the fan went for the ball? And he's like, I don't know, might have been a Marlins fan. It's like, that's just everybody's reaction. It's like they blame the guy. He was not a Marlins fan. He was like probably top 1% Cubs fans, you know, like listening to it while he's at the game. I mean, the guy's a top fan. So we have nothing bad to say about Steve Bartman. It's just like these are gold mines of stories. Like, and if I can't, I'd be doing my viewers a disservice to shy away from dark topics. You know, you hear me, guys? It's like we're not here to run away. Let's see what this looks like. And this might be 27 seconds. I mean, we could maybe add some more captions on here. Oh, it's tough, guys. And maybe I end it with the pick of the ball, the destroyed ball. Or I could end it with like
Down there, Mike Everett's on the play.
Or I could end it with like another. I mean, yeah, like the umps blew it too. The umps could have called fan interference, and had the umps called fan interference, the batter would have been out, and Bartman would have been absolved of all blame. You would have never known his name. But the umps didn't call it either. Guys, it just gives me a bad, I don't know. Man, people are going to feel something when they watch it, I think, you know? I think they'll feel something. I feel something. I feel like I want to look away. Now, the only benefit, Elena, to like, I'm going back to what you said earlier about the slowed up stuff, is like, sometimes they say, you know, like the first 3 seconds are really important. And so I say when you find out curses are real, it's almost like better if I start with some action, which I kind of do. Whatever. I mean, I kind of want the clip to be eerie, you know, and if it takes 5 seconds to get to the... Is that too long? It might be too long. It's just like, this is... Are people going to swipe away in these... How long is the ball in the air for? Like 4 seconds? Like, I could just... Let's see. We're going to see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like without like going right to the... I don't know. We're going to mess with it. I think it's better. I think it's better if we cut off that first 4 seconds or whatever I just did. I mean, you're right. All right, well, Elena, if you can chime in here, let me know what you think. But we're going to go with cutting it. I mean, it makes the clip shorter. It gets all that. Yeah, it's like that first 3 seconds is really important, Elena. It's like, they want you to start with action, and not they, like people, it's like, it's just when they're in the doom scroll, it's just this, like at a certain point, like their thumb is just doing this, my thumb is doing this. So you gotta get it to be like, whoa, or like that they start and stop. So that was our decision why we cut that. And I like how it goes right to the action. Yeah, and like it's cool because like by the time I hit 10 seconds, we're already past Steve Bartman. We're already going to the double. Marlins are already in the lead, 15 seconds in. So I mean, maybe I could keep. Yeah, I mean. So we're going to have to figure out how well that, like, loops, But I don't know if I want to do another, like, do I end it on... I could do, like, we could do another freaking clip of it, like a replay of it at the end. From that other angle. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Oh, gosh. So hard to watch. But hard to watch in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe there is such thing as... No, I was thinking the same thing, Elena. I literally was thinking like we could have like a running count of the scoreboard, at the bottom of the screen. Like Cubs, Marlins. Just like keep that up. No, I think you're... I was literally thinking the same thing. And probably at the exact same time. What the heck? Oh, guys. Might be pretty good. Because I think there's... Yeah, like, where's... Yeah, we gotta include that part of the song. We'll figure it out. It's gotta be... And I'm just, watching this a whole bunch of times. It's okay. All this... We did all this live. That one's just... don't know if you guys can notice, but like the picture, that one not have it anymore. Yeah, I mean, I just... Yes, okay. Alright guys, we might have our framework in here. Let's see. Guys, that's perfect. Did you see? Yeah, you like the ending clip on it. Yeah, did you see how it like ends on? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I think. So we're gonna roll with that. Let's check. How's our views going over here? How are our views? Do we need to post this right now? What did I say? If we were getting above 100, I wouldn't post it. But if we're getting below 100, I would. Yeah, I mean, you see that. We just spiked to the second biggest hour that we've had in the last 48. So it doesn't look like we're going to post this one, at least for a couple hours. Or at least for several hours, maybe not even today. I would like to see that. You see how this is like spiking? We released it. I panicked. No test. And then it tested, but it like I think they don't want me to be the TO guy. They don't want me to be only the TO guy for the audience, which I get. Like, I'm not just the TO guy. Here we are today making a Steve Bartman short. So, but maybe eventually they're like, this is actually good, you know? So that's what they finally realized like 25 hours later. So for those reasons, we're not going to post this today. We might post it today, but all right, oh, shoot, guys. There's a little gap there. I'll go back to CapCut. We'll just do a couple, like, finishing touches. That's maybe too much. Too much too fast. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'll try to do. Is I'll try to Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's see how this works, guys. Like in the middle of every clip. In the middle of every clip, you see it, we're gonna make that zoom happen in the middle. If that makes sense. See how that looks. It just like gives some like life to it, you know? It gives extra life to it, like there's a spirit involved or something. So instead of like zooming in on all the clips, we're gonna do like, this is a little funky, guys. We'll see how it looks, but we're gonna do like a little zoom in and out on each clip. And I'm not doing it major so you can notice, but guys, pretty good stuff. Anybody actually liking this short? Do they actually like it? They're watching it, but do they like it? Yeah, they like it. 35 likes, 1 dislike. Alright guys, we're going to end this stream pretty soon here. Thanks for sticking around the whole time. So I'm just adding like little keyframes so every it's almost like every clip is actually breathing, you know? It's like going in up and down. And I think it's just gonna give us this effect of like eeriness. That's what we're going for. Eeriness. Ghostliness. Curse nature. I mean, I've never tried this effect before. I just came up with, you know, like I heard about the Ken Burns effect, which is like to zoom in or pan over. But what we're trying to do here now is like, hey, it's our own. I mean, I'm sure somebody's done it before, but we're basically zooming in and out on everything. I can throw in like a freeze frame effect here, maybe. See what it looks like. Stuck frame. freeze moment. Old TV. Oof. Let's see what the old TV does on this end here. See what that looks like. See what it does. Just curious. It's just a little too. I don't know. I mean, that's a cool effect, but it's just a little too much. A little too much. See what this freeze moment looks like. No, that looks terrible. That's not going to be the one we do. I swear there was like a freeze frame one. Is that, what does stuck frame look like? See what stuck frame looks like. I guess I should. Oh, that's just like actually. That just actually freezes it. We don't need that. All right, guys, we're gonna just leave it be. We're going to leave it be for now. We'll crop this. Make it bigger. Guys, I think it hits really hard, not gonna lie. Okay, guys, we're going to call it there today. Thank you for joining. Our TO short is getting views, the one we made on stream yesterday, so that's getting views. So, I mean, you could look for this Bartman short later today. Knock on wood, most likely, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll post it live first thing tomorrow. Hopefully TO gets views over that time. The only thing I'm going to think about with this is like maybe adding like a ghost-like filter over this. I mean, I'll do the stuff that I've been doing, which is like finish cropping it, put the screen on the back. Thanks, Elena. I'm excited too. I think it looks really good. We're going for that #1 Steve Bartman short will be our goal here. I think if we succeed there, that would be our #1 short overall as well. It'd be like our first 50K. So that's our goal. I might, if you want to check out the other Steve Bartman shorts, I might look them over once again just to see what the competition out there has already put out. But to me, it's like they haven't added this like dream-like, slowed down but hyped up, take on it, perspective. So thanks for coming, everybody who was on stream with me. Elena, number 1 today. Thank you, and always. But everybody have a good rest of your day. I'll be back on stream tomorrow. Like, I'm not gonna, if I'm ready to go before 9:30, I might go live before 9:30. Like that was today. It's just like I had the coffee ready. I didn't want to wait around, so I can send you guys a text or post on something that I'll be going live. But yeah, so all right, another success, another day down. We'll be back on stream tomorrow. Hope everybody has a great day, and thank you so much for watching and supporting. And peace. We'll talk to you later. All right. See ya.